Derek and Nerdy. How's everyone doing tonight?
Are you what? I,
Oh,
I
I
didn't
think I
hear.
jumped the gun. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Mystic Journeys of HB, Derek and Nerdy. How's everybody doing tonight?
We're doing good.
Today's
We're
our
doing
Mystic
good.
Monday, and we're going to read a little bit out of The Way to Love. Sorry to cut,
Oh yeah,
cut
you're
you
good.
off.
The Way to Love. I'm gonna hold that up. I don't sing it from Anthony DeMello. It's a good one. This thing helped me really change my perspective and stop being such a stick in the mud. Showed
Something
me
we could
the
all
way.
use a little less of in our lives, being that little bit of stick in the mud.
Absolutely. So yeah, we're getting some rain and snow. You got snow. I got rain. It's been raining
Yep.
since like today, and I'm really pleased with the amount that we're getting. I'm already getting
Love where you're
mushrooms,
sitting.
in my local patch.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
I haven't seen any yet,
getting some
but I've
good
been
stuff.
looking.
This is my
Nice,
prize.
buddy.
This one's perfect. I love it. It's my.
Have
my
you
Hmm.
have you gotten something to send in to get sampled?
Not this one. I didn't know what this is. I sent this in last year. This is a Agaricus
Yes.
Brandyley.
Well,
Something like I don't know how to pronounce it. It's
anything special about it that we should know? Edible, medicinal?
I'm gonna eat it.
Heck yeah, boy. Is it medicinal or is it just more of a gourmet?
All mushrooms are medicinal in one way or another. This
Right.
one is
Vitamin
it's
D or
close. It's like it's a close cousin to the grocery store mushrooms.
Okay.
Like Agaricus bisporus. This is their local
Oh,
cousin
okay.
that grows around me.
Right. Okay, nice.
And there's other cousins too that are they're closely related. That like Agaricus campestris, and that's another one that it's almost impossible to distinguish Agaricus campestris with this guy. But I already got this patch tested, so I already know what it is. And campestris
Nice
is
to be
really
able to
really
get that.
rare in these parts, though it does occur in Colorado, just not very often.
Sweet. Speaking of that, I got a mushroom to test you with a little bit later on after our reading.
You guys make me
I
nervous
was
with
gonna say
that. I'm like I'm such a phony. No, I do my best. I won't say anything I don't really know, but
We'll see, man.
I'll
I have
try
faith
not
in
to.
you.
I'll try not.
This one's a pretty cool one. I think I actually have two of them for you. But yeah, I was going to mention I don't know exactly where you're sitting. I'm about 8,000 feet up right now. So anything anything rain you get down there, we get snow up here usually. So even now, but we need it. We haven't gotten a lot of snow this year. So recently it snowed crap ton, like 24 inches, just about a week ago or two. Built an igloo. I still haven't showed the video of that. I should do that today, but we'll see if we get to it. But anyway, my whole point is that now the mushrooms get a second soak, so it's really nice before they get some warm weather. I know I'm gonna be out looking.
Yeah,
I know
I'm
you're saying we gotta get some mushrooms documented up here in this area, so it's pretty cool. Northern Colorado missing out.
And when you get your mushrooms dried, I can teach you how to get them. All of your
Love
paperwork
that, man.
filled out and stuff, and you can just ship it
Sweet.
to Mycota. You're in Colorado,
Yeah,
you get it for free.
right. And I was watching what you were showing at the last meetup, so that kind of gave me a good run through. So yeah, if you just want to refresh me on that, that'd be cool.
Absolutely, it's easy.
I figured out now on my phone, whenever I take a picture of a mushroom, all I have to do is hit add location, and then it'll drop that GPS pinpoint like you mentioned. Some phones do it automatically, but if you're out in the woods, you guys, even if you don't have internet connection, you can take a picture. It'll either have your GPS location, your GPS coordinates, or some phones will have the option to hit add location, and then it'll pinpoint your exact coordinates.
Right. Oh, and movie night tonight. I have Monty Python and the Holy Grail on deck.
Got to get acquainted. It's kind of something you know me. I'm like always trying to do riffing with HB and bring the old school fans to the modern generation. So it's cool just to go back and watch old school movies. I haven't watched a lot of them, so it'd be nice to see.
This one's like the
Iconic,
ultimate Monty Python movie. Like if you don't, it's just you have to see
it, right? But I never sat down and watched it, and I was a kid just like seeing it in passing. So yeah, it'd be cool to actually sit down and watch it.
Absurd ridiculousness. I love it. I can't get enough of it. I've seen it so many times. I can probably quote it as I'm watching it. I will not. I will mute myself. But,
in the chat,
man. Yeah, I'll be like a keyboard warrior all night. Be like, oh my god, throw it out the.
I remember seeing it as a teenager,
Mhm.
and my friends and I, we smoke and watch it and just giggle like crazy, and that really helped. I mean, that made the movie. It's out there, It's got some wild wild references, but if you got something that'll give you the giggles, this
I like it.
definitely enhance them. You know,
Mhm. I don't know, man. The holy hand grenade. That part just cracks me up.
pardon your general wind direction.
Mhm. In the Book of Armaments, chapter 2, verse 9 to 21. Step 1, remove the holy pin. Count exactly to 3, no more, no less. So funny.
Yep,
Holy
David.
hand grenade.
Unfortunately, you guys got to change the chat every time, so you guys make sure to change the all chat.
Yeah.
Mello,
Good old.
hey, how are you doing? Hope you're doing well. Mike, cheers everyone for being here. Thank you guys, everybody in the chat lurking. We got a little gift later on for people who are members, so you guys just stay tuned, and we'll mention that at the end of the chat. Wait for everybody to get here, so we just announce this all in one go.
Yeah.
So hang around to the end of the
In the
show.
meantime, I may as well go ahead and start reading
Yes, sir.
where I'm at in The Way to Love, which is page 37. This little meditation, as they call it in this book, it's only a couple pages. It's called Bring in the Poor. So it is Luke 14:21. The householder in anger said to his servant, "Go out quickly to the streets and lanes of the city and bring in the poor and maimed and blind and lame." That is Luke 14:21. One sec. I need a little dry. Okay.
Welcome to Colorado.
Sounds like the pup Freddy. Exactly. Think of someone you dislike. Someone you generally avoid because his or her presence generates negative feelings in you. Imagine yourself in this person's presence now and watch the negative emotions arise. You are, quite conceivably, in the presence of someone who is poor, crippled, blind, or lame. Now understand, if you invite this person, this beggar from the streets and alleys into your home, that is, into your presence, he or she will make you a gift that none of your charming, pleasant friends can make you. Rich as they are, he or she is going to reveal yourself to you and reveal human nature to you, a revelation as precious as any found in Scripture. For what will it profit you to know all the Scriptures if you do not know yourself and so live the life of a robot? The revelation that is beggar is going to bring sorry the revelation that this beggar is going to bring will widen your heart till there is room in it for every living creature. Now there be a firmer gift than that. Now take a look at yourself reacting negatively and ask yourself the following question: am I in charge of this situation, or is this situation in charge of me? That is the first revelation. With it comes the second. The way to be in charge of this situation is to be in charge of yourself, which you are not. How does one achieve this mastery? All you have to do is understand that there are people in this world who, if they were in your place, would not be negatively affected by this person. They would be in charge of the situation, above it, not subject to it as you are. Therefore, your negative feelings are caused not by this person, as you mistakenly think, but by your programming. Here is the third and major revelation. See what happens when you really understand this. Having received these revelations through yourself, listen to this revelation concerning human nature. This behavior, this trait in the other person that causes you to react negatively, do you realize that he or she is not responsible for it? You can hold on to your negative feelings only when you mistakenly believe that he or she is free and aware, and therefore responsible. But whoever did evil in awareness, the ability to do evil or to be evil is not freedom, but a sickness, for it implies a lack of consciousness and sensitivity. Those who are truly free cannot sin, as God cannot sin. This poor person here in front of you is crippled, blind, lame, not stubborn and malicious, as you so foolishly thought. Understand this truth. Look at it steadfastly and deeply, and you will see your negative emotions turn into gentleness and compassion. Suddenly, you will have room in your heart for someone who has consigned to the streets and alleys by others and by you. Now you will realize that this beggar came to your home with an alms for you, and the widening of your heart in compassion and the release of your spirit in freedom. Where before you used to be controlled, these persons had the power to create negative emotions in you, and you went out of your way to avoid them. Now you have the gift of freedom to avoid no one, to go anywhere. When you see this, you will notice how the feeling of compassion in your heart has been added, the feeling of gratitude to this beggar who is your benefactor. And another new, unaccustomed feeling, you actually feel a desire to seek out the company of these growth producing, crippled, blind, and lame people, the way someone who has learned to swim seeks water. Because each time you are with them, where before you used to feel the oppression and tyranny of negative feelings. Sorry, I lost my spot. Negative feelings, you can now actually feel an ever expanding compassion and the freedom of the skies. And you can barely recognize yourself as you see yourself going out into the streets and alleys of the town in obedience to the master's injunction to bring in the poor, the crippled, the blind, and lame. And that's it for this chapter. You guys have any thoughts you want to add to that before I reread my favorite part?
Yeah, Derek, why don't you go first, buddy?
I think it's important that we, do our best to be kind to people because I mean, everybody, I think, well, not everybody, I shouldn't say everybody, but a lot of people are stressed out. Everything's so expensive now. Gas has gone up, groceries, light bills, like everything. And you can go grocery shopping and then feel like you're bad with money because you bought what you needed. You know what I mean?
Mm.
So that all that stress is on people and they're dealing with it. And it's just like, and then there's people that have nothing. And like yesterday, I was sitting out in front of church, and this guy was walking by, and he asked if he could have a ramen, just
Mm.
pack of ramen. We didn't have any inside, but we tried giving him some money, but he had taken off already. So we could go get something to eat and be scooted down the road. But I mean, it's rough on everyone, and it would have been easy to tell that guy, no, we don't got to get out of here or anything like that. But to be compassionate and helpful, I think is um, the way to be right
Karma.
now. And not just right now, but like whenever you can, do your best. Because we're all fighting
Always.
battles that yeah, they're all different. But
And there's always a little bit more you can do, a little bit more you can give.
yeah,
It doesn't have to be monetary, but if it is, it is. If it's not, if it's your time, your help, whatever. I always tell people if you really want to make an impact, there's tons of things you can do. We talked about this just in a last episode last Monday or last Wednesday rather, about how you donate your time to charity. You can help people with tasks that they need to do, be there for them emotionally, give them advice, teach them things. Lots of stuff you can do to be there for people, help them out, make a change.
So the parts that really, really stuck out to me, the part, well, I'm actually going to read two sections here, but I'm going to go reading them backwards in order, just because I think it makes a little bit more sense that way. Because when I first read it, it doesn't really click, but then once you get through this and then you go back and you're like, oh, okay, that makes a lot more sense. These people, these poor people in front of you They are crippled, blind, lame, not stubborn and malicious, as you so foolishly thought. Understand this truth. Look at it steadfastly and deeply, and you will see your negative emotions turn into gentleness and compassion. And I'd like to go back to the other section that says, if you do not know yourself and so live the life of a robot. So what will it profit you to know all the scriptures if you do not know yourself? And I think that that's the problem with a lot of these people. Is they aren't taking the time to understand themselves, and they're just on autopilot.
Yeah.
And you
Yes.
can't. It's not maliciousness or stubbornness. It's just they're just going about their way, and
It's ignorance.
it's not like it says. Your negative emotions turn into gentleness and compassion, because it's not something to be mad about. It's something to be kind of sad about. I want to help these people wake up.
Yeah.
And
Well,
you
no,
can't
fuck,
force
fuck,
people to wake up as much as I want to. I wish I could just shake
Yeah,
them.
man.
Like, don't you just see? Can't you wake up?
Yeah. You have to be willing to ask people to let go of what's hurting them before you're asked to be willing to heal them. That's what Ram Dass is talking about. I'm kind of foreshadowing a little bit what you were just talking about to the Book of Five Rings. But yeah, I like that a lot. I have something I want to kind of the important thing that stuck out to me was about how you're helping the blind, or you're helping the less fortunate, you're helping the poor. And I've talked about this before, and I kind of love this idea. This speaks about how when Alexander the Great met up with Diogenes, the meeting occurred in Corinth about 33 6 BCE. Anyway, shortly after he became king, having conquered the Greeks, a young, ambitious ruler was surrounded by admirers. But when he noticed that Diogenes was, I believe I'm saying that right anyway, was who was a renowned cynic philosopher, was living in a large tub or a ceramic jar outside in the street and rejecting all material possessions, he had completely ignored him. Intrigued, Alexander went to find the philosopher. He found him relaxing and sunbathing in the public square. Alexander approached him, and he approached the impoverished philosopher, and he introduced himself as the great king and offered him to grant him absolutely anything he desired. Diogenes famously looked up unimpressed and replied, "Stand out of my light." Diogenes cared nothing about Alexander's wealth or empire, viewing the sun as his inner peace and the only true riches. He had everything he needed within inside of him. Again, that's foreshadowing a little bit to the Book of Five Rings. Like, everything you need to be enlightened is already inside of you. You don't need people to give you the thing that you think you need. The belief is in your head.
Yeah,
I kind of like that.
That's something I say. I tell myself a lot is like, most of us don't need what we think we need.
100%.
We really don't. And a lot of us are chasing this fictitious idea that like getting more shit's going to make us happy, and it's not. It really doesn't. It just piles up and fills our spaces.
We're supposed to be doing things with the expectation that no matter if we win or lose, we're unconditional gratitude. We're still grateful either way. It's like I was saying, if we're not just as happy to lose $100 as we are to get it, something's out of whack inside of us. And I still struggle with that. I really do.
You were talking about the Book of Five Rings.
Yeah, man.
Go to your local Five Below store. It's only $5, and you can get yourself a copy of the Book of Five Rings. And while you're there, pick up a Tao Te Ching or a Constitution. Book of
now you're just getting crazy.
Or a Book of the Dead. Or there's a lot. There's a lot of. Oh, there's a book
about the Art of War.
There's a Greek one, and I think there's the Art of War there too.
Okay, sweet.
They have so many of these cute little books, and only $5 each. They're wonderful. Go to Five Below. $5. You can't go wrong.
This episode brought to you by
stay tuned. We are not getting paid, not a sponsor. But yeah, if you guys want to go ahead and pick up that Book of the Five Rings, the Book of Five Rings by Matsuo Musashi, we'll kind of give an overview of what it's about and the whole meaning of it Friday. And maybe if you guys are enjoying it, then we'll get into it. So, super great philosophical book from a samurai warrior named Matsuo Musashi, who is a Buddhist follower. But yeah, just to finish up my thoughts here, guys, I have one more little clip that I kind of want to play that really matches this.
I am not there. Thank you for being here. Thank you. So I can connect with my family. Which family? Physical or non-physical? Both. Are you acting on your passion every moment that you can with no insistence on the outcome and remaining in a positive state no matter what happens? No, because I have been interfered with. Interfered with by whom? I can't tell you. Sure you can. The answer is yourself. You can only interfere with yourself. No one else can interfere with you. Remember what I just said about telepathy? You have to agree to match someone's frequency in order to experience what they're suggesting you experience. So someone who may have an intention of interference is simply getting you to believe you can be interfered with. So you're creating the interference in your reality. You're doing it. How do I block them? You don't block them, you change your frequency. You don't need to block them. They can't affect you. You have to understand the physics of this. You are affecting yourself because you're agreeing with them that they can affect you. So stop agreeing with them that they can affect you. And then you will not feel affected. It's that simple. You just continue to believe that they can interfere with you. Why? How do you benefit from believing that? There is no benefit. That is more complicated than that. Nope, it's not. Now, you don't have to believe us, but we're telling you how it works. So that's up to you. And the idea that it seems more complicated than that is simply one of those fear-based beliefs. Thank you for being
100%.
That is so well articulated. Just don't give them the power over your, like, don't give them the space in your mind, you know, just focus on the shit that matters. They don't matter. Really.
Yep.
It's
The only world that exists is behind your eyes, and you create that world.
it really is that simple.
Yes, man.
Get out of
Difficult
your
people
own
and
way.
things are opportunities to learn and grow.
And that's something that when I decided to stop getting in my own when I decided to get out of my own way, things changed. And I know I'm on the right path now.
Yes, sir. It's the Dallas perspective to go with the
I don't
flow.
care what anybody thinks. I'm just going to do it.
And what he's talking about, you know, a lot of people will debate it sounds woo-woo, but it's really true because people have been practicing this for thousands or tens of thousands of years about lining your chakras and, you know, practicing your flow of chi. And it's exactly what you're saying. When you find that flow of energy inside of you, you find that you stop fighting the river. And it's all because you stop letting people's emotions bother you. And he talked about two really important facts in that video that I don't know if you guys caught, but it's about acting on your highest passion with no assumptions or expectations for the outcome and not taking things personally about what people say and do. It's really important.
It was
Two
all
of the
about
four agreements right there.
agreements. If you don't agree,
Yeah,
it
man.
won't affect you. That is directly mentioned in the Four Agreements book.
Beautiful.
We're
Beautiful,
all
dude.
comprised of all of the agreements that we've made throughout our days and lives. And if you don't agree with it, then it won't affect you at all. Just don't agree.
100%. Man.
Nope.
Well said.
Someone cuts you off in traffic. It's like, hey, you dummy! Like, I'm not stupid, and whatever. Okay. Have a good day, bro.
Or you know what? Hey, sometimes we slip and sometimes we go, fuck you, man. And we give them a little bit back and we go, oh, okay. Oh, that wasn't impeccable of me. I'm spitting venom with my words. I'm spitting that poison, that dark magic with my words. So I need to watch my language and how I speak to people. So it's not doing our best. We have a little bit of regret. We wake up the next day and we're like, next time maybe I won't act on that.
Yeah.
I watched a cool video that was saying, it's from Theo Vaughn. I don't know if you guys know him. A great comedian, great hearted dude. I love him. He's an inspiration. A guy really, I'm a mentor I look up to in my life. But he talked about how whenever he was praying to God, he was going to start praying to God more honestly, meaning that he wanted God to help him, even though he knew that he was probably going to do the thing that he was praying that he wanted God to help him not do again. You know, whatever it is. Like, I know that I'm going to end up making this mistake again, but I want you to help me to try to get a little bit better each time. It's like addiction or, you know, anger or all these things that are, to shave that demon off just a little bit more each time. I think that's a really fucking beautiful way to look at it, dude. 100%, man. I should mention here in the chat right now, I see we only got about 6 people up. I don't know where the rest of our group is, but
And you really got to
we'll
stop
have to
drinking
relay the
that
message.
water. It's just too healthy.
Oh, great. But anybody here who is a $5 membership member, please reach out to us on Discord or Instagram. We want to reach out back out to you guys and give you guys a little gift from Mystic Journeys. So
Even
guys, just
even you, David, I would like to send you a greeting card. It's not too
okay,
expensive.
sweet.
I looked into it.
Okay, perfect. That'd be really cool. Magic David, go ahead and just message Nerdy on Discord, and we'll get your information and get some stuff sent out to you guys.
I might
You
put
can
some
message me
stickers
here
in
at
or
Nerdy.
something like that. You know,
100%.
little stickers
Cool.
in a greeting card. It should be. It should. I know I don't get to send stuff out of the country very often, and I think it'd be really nice for David to get something in the mail.
That would be
even
really
if it
cool.
doesn't have any
Really kind of-
cybernetic in it.
Cool. And we appreciate everybody's support. So that's really awesome. Give back to you guys. You guys reach out to us, please, and we'll give you a little gift back to you guys. And thank you so much for your support. We'll drop the message one more time. If you guys know anybody in the chat, just go ahead and let them know. Relay the message.
$5 a month really does go a long way. It helps us so
We
much.
appreciate it. So we wanted to try to give back to you
And
guys.
we're just exactly.
All right, Nerdy, you ready, buddy? Use your brain sharpened.
Dude, I
Your hamster wheel running, babe.
had a couple dabs before the show. I don't know if you could tell when I was
Hey, his hamster wheel is running like this,
I don't
dude.
know.
Oh.
Is this
His
right?
hamster's over in the corner eating donuts, drinking tea. Heck yeah, well, let's see if we can do this,
sure.
man.
All right. Why don't you pull up?
This is a mushroom right here. Might not look like your typical mushroom, and it technically isn't your typical mushroom.
Okay, so you got a sunburst lichen.
Technically, what we have here is, yes, a lichen, so it's a half mushroom, half plant. It's not a technically mushroom, not technically a plant.
Let me
It's
see.
a combination of both.
Let me see if I can get it down to species real quick. I don't know my lichens, but I
Yes,
can
sir.
tell it's a lichen.
I figured this would throw you off. I was thinking about all day long, like, how am I going to throw this guy off? I'm like, what's the cross between a mushroom and a plant? It's lichen. So, yeah. But yeah, take your time.
Oh, that's Rus. What? How do you even pronounce that?
I'll have to get
El-
the
ele-
scientific name.
Ruskaviska? Ruskavia? Rusa.
Yes, you're right. Yeah.
Avskiaele. Elegance. It's definitely elegance. I can't pronounce its genus name. Rusavskia.
Rusovskia.
Commonly known as
Yeah, I
the
have a
elegant
picture here.
sunburst lichen. So it is a sunburst lichen.
Yeah.
It's just the
Exactly
elegant
correct.
sunburst lichen. So
Exactly right.
in order for me to find it, I looked up red sunburst lichen, and that popped up.
You got it there, man. Good shit. Elegant lung sunburst lichen. So yeah, I have one more for you. Kind of on the same area right here. It's another lichen. Let's see if you can guess this one.
That's a lichen.
Yes, sir.
I can't really see it that well. Let me see if I can click on it.
Now
okay,
another
so
little
it's
picture underneath it.
The white stuff is the quartz.
Yeah, correct. It's growing on a rock. It usually grows up here in Colorado in the Rocky Mountain areas and the high altitudes.
Oh, is
This will give you a better. Yes, this will give you a better description of what it is, because what does it look like to you? Like, what are you looking at right now? What do you see? Besides, obviously,
it looks like mugwort, but I don't think it's mugwort.
no. But what does it look like? Doesn't it look like the top of like a canopy from like the trees, like a huge view, maybe like of a map or something like that?
I do not know what this is, but let me go back to this other picture here.
Mhm.
This helps. This helps a lot. I can see that it's growing on a boulder, and there's a bunch of quartz there.
Mhm.
But what are you?
If you'd like, I can give you a hint. I figured lichens would throw you off a little bit.
It is
It's
a
not like,
crustose lichen that I know.
yes, correct.
So
Crustose meaning it forms to a crust that is tightly
Yeah,
adhered to the rock surface, making it difficult to remove.
Oh, I think it might be this one.
Found on exposed non-calcareous rock in alpine, Arctic, and mountainous regions worldwide, indicating low air pollution.
So this is one
God bless
that
Colorado.
appears on Mount Rainier. So this is
Okay.
called Rhizocarpon. Map lichen. Okay, I get what you're saying.
Map
now.
lichen,
Okay.
correct.
The
That was your little hint.
genus
See how it's-
Rhizocarpon. But what is the species? Does
Um,
it have a species?
Geographicum.
Okay.
Geographicum. That's pretty cool. With map. Yeah. That's pretty neat, dude. Super neat.
Lichens, yeah, like it's either more dominant plant or more dominant mushroom, but it really is. It's like a symbiosis of both. They're like working together and they kind of
Yes.
fuse together and become like a single organism.
100%.
There's so
Speaks a
many
lot
out
about
there.
the evolution of these things. And that's kind of what's going to be my transition into what I want to talk about next, about with the lineage of
I like that picture. It's pretty.
wild cabbages and stuff. But before we get into that, I wanted to ask a quick question. Turkey tail mushrooms, growing them versus harvesting them wild. What's your opinion?
Well, it grows everywhere. It's not endangered in any way. It's a better mushroom in the wild. It's going to have more medicinal benefits. So getting your turkey tail from someone like me is better than buying it in the store where they cultivated it on sawdust in a
Nice.
controlled
Love it.
environment where it didn't have any competition. The bacteria and the yeasts and everything else in the environment, it feeds on that stuff and it adds to its medicinal properties. And if you're growing it in an environment where it doesn't have any of that competition, it doesn't have any of those extra yeasts and bacteria to eat, then it's not going to have the same benefit at all.
Yeah. I mean, it makes total sense to me.
Um,
But you
but-
can grow them on logs.
You can grow it yourself. You can grow it in bags, and it works. And it's still great mushrooms if you can't find it yourself and you don't trust yourself, because there's a lot of lookalikes. As Shroom Digger knows, he was showing him some mushrooms the other day. I was like, "Oh,
False
that looks like
turkey
turkey tail." Like, that's turkey tail, and he's like, "Nope, that's a false one." And then I looked at the underside, like, "Oh yeah, that's smooth. There's no pores, and it's not white. Turkey tail has white pores, so that's a dead
Nice.
giveaway. It doesn't have white pores, and they're little tiny pores too, not big ones. There's a lot of turkey tail lookalikes. But most
So
of
you
them,
think going off and
none of them
foraging
will
in
hurt
the
you,
woods
though.
is-
None of them will hurt you.
going off and foraging in the woods is not only more effective for yield, but also for the medicinal benefits inside of it.
Yeah, exactly. They're so much healthier for you if that's what you're going for, is healthiness, healthfulness, whatever word you want to use. Make something up.
Well, yeah, to make supplements out of them.
Yeah, for nutraceutical properties or whatever.
That leads me to my next question about lion's mane. You mentioned doing lion's mane in a bucket or in a bag to represent a log. This is what you were kind of just saying about the turkey tails. It kind of doing it in a bag represents a log in a way. Do you think that growing lion's mane in a bucket versus growing them on a log, which is better in your opinion?
Well, if you grow it on a log, you're probably going to get better nutritional benefits out of it, especially if you're growing it
Same
on a
kind of
log
concept.
that it already likes to grow on in the wild. You can generally convince any mushroom to grow on almost anything if you starve it. It'll start eating whatever any kind of cellulose or proteins and things like that. It'll eat it.
Yeah.
But yeah, wilds, like the closer you can get to nature, the better. So growing on a log would be better than growing in a bag, I believe. And it's going to take longer, but you're going to get better. It's going
Or
to
a
be
bucket even,
more
right?
medicinal, right? Same thing with if you're growing mushrooms inside, if you can just get it next to the window and get a little bit of natural sunlight, you're going to get more medicinal properties out of it, more vitamin D. So just get closer to nature, as close to nature as possible, and you're going to get more medicinal properties out of it, in my mind.
Cool. Nice. And I guess one last question, Noah.
Be
As far as that
nature, like
goes.
Pop said.
Nice. So if I grow it on I have two questions built in one, really. If I grow it on an oak tree, is as opposed to a different hardwood, is it going to get the nutrients from that tree, or is it just getting its energy to create the nutrients from that tree? And my second question is, if I grow it on a sappy tree like a pine tree or cedar tree, for one, will it even work? And if it does work, will it carry the toxins with it?
Well, I don't know of any trees, like those ones you just mentioned. None of those are toxic. There are some toxic trees, but not those ones.
Right, but you don't want sap inside of your supplements.
I think it would make it taste better. So the mushrooms, they decompose
maybe you're right.
the substrate externally, and then they slurp it up through their skin, basically.
It's a great point, dude.
So it's only taking in the nutrients after it's already digested it. So depending on what it grew on, it might affect the flavor a tiny bit, but it's generally going to taste like an oyster mushroom or a lion's mane mushroom. Whatever the mushroom is, that's what it's going to taste like. But I do think that
Cool.
the substrate does affect its taste a little bit and a little bit of the properties. But mushrooms in the wild are known for chelating, heavy metals and toxins from the soil. So if someone sprayed chemicals, the mushrooms can absorb it. But also, some mushrooms are really, really good at digesting chemicals. If you've trained the mushrooms, or if they're in the wild, there's like a place that's got a lot of waste in it, and the mushrooms just happen to be growing there, are really, really good at digesting it. But
Beautiful. Yeah,
interesting thing about this is that there's some new research coming out saying that just because the mushroom was found in a place with high toxicity doesn't mean that it's really, really good at digesting that toxins. And just because you found a mushroom that wasn't near the toxins, it might actually be really, really good at digesting it. So it requires a lot of testing in the lab to find out what mushrooms are good at digesting and which ones might be good at for certain things, like cleaning up oil spills or whatever different kinds of microremediation events we might be talking about.
Cool,
forest fires, stuff like that.
We should make an episode on this one day. Honestly, it's a neat topic. But yeah, it even speaks to your point about how some of these things could be taking in the chemicals, but not necessarily digesting them because it doesn't affect them the way it affects us. So they're just living with it, where we ingest them. And
morel mushrooms are one of the ones that are especially known for chelating heavy metals out of the soil, and they'll collect in the actual fruit body.
And some being good for humans, and obviously some being bad, right?
Right. So if you know of an area that's got a lot of heavy metals in it, grow a bunch of mushrooms, collect those mushrooms, and toss them. And
it's a wicked world that we live in.
Mm-hmm.
It's the wicked world we live in. It's crazy.
Then, wherever you toss those mushrooms is then going to have those heavy metals in it. It's just
very Avatar. It's like working with nature, using technology to work with it.
If you haven't seen the new Avatar yet, they really, really established the material.
We're getting there.
The mushroom connection to that last movie was really, really
really cool.
Nice. There's no denying it that it's there now. Yeah, it's all about the mushrooms.
So this was really cool. This is what I wanted to use this conversation to bridge over into my next topic about how the evolution of these things, because just how these things have evolved to be lichens and just how they've evolved to absorb different toxins and stuff like that. It's really wild what nature can do. So I kind of wanted to branch over into talk about plants just for a minute here. A few minutes anyway, rather. But it all starts with this little guy right here, and this is wild mustard. Should probably ask people in the chat if they know what this is, but
we have
this is wild mustard. Yeah, grows are usually most places all over the United States. I'm not sure other parts of the world as well. But this plant right here is responsible for a lot of plants that we all know and love, but look nothing like this plant, such as Brussels sprouts, cauliflower, broccoli. They all come from this one plant that you're seeing right here on the side. Let's see here. And also, this is, I should mention before I even get started in my talk, this is wild mustard, as I just said, but this is the actual plant that mustard, the condiment, comes from. Comes from the seeds of various mustard plants, which naturally go wild and have been domesticated from wild ancestors. The condiment was made by crushing the seeds and mixing them with liquids like water, vinegar, or wine. Brown mustard, or the Brassica juncea, is used for spicy brown mustard. Black mustard, Brassica nigra, is the most pungent variety. And interestingly, wild mustard is part of a diverse Brassica family I'm probably butchering these names, but you guys get what I'm trying to say. The centuries of selected breeding and wild mustard varieties give us many of the plants that we know and love. Like I was mentioning, cauliflower, broccoli, kale, cabbage, just to name a few. There's actually 6 different ones. There's 6 primary vegetables that come from this lineage. Broccoli, bred for its large, immature flowers and buds. I think I have a picture here. Cabbage was bred for its dense, tightly bound terminal buds. Yes, sir, you got it. Kale was bred for its expanded, large, curly leaves. Cauliflower was bred for its clustered, undeveloped white flower heads. Brussels sprouts was bred for its many small, tight buds along the stem. This is the one that you mentioned earlier. How do I pronounce this again?
Kohlrabi.
Kohlrabi is bred with or for a swollen bulb-like stem. So yeah, it's more like a turnip, but it's not turnip. I was going to talk about turnips. This is how it's going to show you.
Ground, not underground.
Yeah. So this is how crazy plant lineage is. Even though it looks like a turnip, it's not in the turnip family. But if you mix wild mustard with wild turnip, you get tons of different plants like what are shown here. Give me just a second.
Is that bok choy? That is bok choy.
It is bok choy. So wild cabbage gives us 100%. So that gives us broccoli, kale, Brussels sprouts, cauliflower. But wild turnip, this gives us a separate species. This gives us bok choy, Napa cabbage, rapini, turnips, or not turnips rather, but or yeah, I guess turnips rather. Sorry, but you see these are all different plants, and as you can see on the top right here, this is the Napa cabbage. So this is what it very similarly looks like the wild mustard plant that they were looking at before. Totally different lineage though. Now, if we go, hold on, just leave that up for me, please. But bok choy was bred for its thick white and juicy green stalks and smooth green leaves, as we can see here.
Bottom right.
The Napa cabbage was bred.
And bottom middle and bottom right are bok choy. Bottom middle.
No, just the bottom middle.
That's baby bok choy, I think.
No. So the Katsumitsu is the bred for its large dark green leaves and heat resistant leaves. Those are the ones that you're seeing on the far right there.
Okay.
Or sorry, no. I take that back. It's the Napa cabbage, just on the very far right. Bok choy is the one next to it, right there in the middle. But yeah, anyway, these are all from the wild turnip group right here, right? But whenever you mix these two groups together, you get wild cabbage and wild turnip naturally cross-pollinated in the wild centuries ago, and they created a brand new hybrid species called the Brassica napus. It's all in the Brassica family. And this accidental hybrid lineage gave us things like rutabagas, a direct genetic mix of turnips and cabbage, and canola oil, rapeseed, is the source of standard canola cooking oil. Nerdy had a little fun fact on that. You want to drop that real fast?
Oh, canola oil. It's actually rapeseed oil, but it's been ultra processed, and we use it in our cooking and stuff. But rapeseed is actually toxic to people, so it's only edible to us because they process it so much. So okay. I personally don't trust it. I avoid it in my cooking. Personally.
But it just goes to show how from all those little 2 wild tiny plants, just from breeding it, selectively breeding it, and like we were talking about with enigmas are cubes, but they look totally different than a regular mushroom because genetic selective breeding. And human beings can progress it so fast. I'm going to give a couple examples here. If you want to just pull that up for me real big, if you don't mind. This talks about 10,000 years ago of artificial selection. Maize evolved into corn. Ancient farmers in Mexico selectively bred a wild grassy ancestor called Teostini, or what we know as maize, which had a tiny hard stony kernels and into the large multi-kernel cobs that we eat today. Obviously, you can see it on the very left right here as the examples of what corn used to be, and then bred through the times to make it what it is today. It only had about 5 to 12 kernels originally, and the kernels were encased in a hard fruit case that made them difficult to eat and digest. Unlike modern corn, maize cobs would shatter whenever mature to scatter the seeds. And over 10,000 years in what is now Mexico and Central America, indigenous farmers noticed that no natural genetic mutations, and then it began saving the seeds from the plants with the most desirable traits. The selective breeding process eliminated the hard shells, caused the seeds to cluster into the iconic cob. You're seeing this on the right. And this talks a little bit about the TAG1 gene. The mutation removed the hard stony shell surrounding each kernel, leaving the soft starchy kernels we are familiar with. The TB1 gene, this mutation changed the branching of the plant, concentrating the plant's energy into producing 1 or 2 large ears rather than many small branches. The non-shattering cobs, farmers favored plants where the kernels stayed attached to the cob, so they could be easily harvested and processed rather than dropping to the ground. All of these things gave corn what it is today, but it's important to think about this here is that because of the genetic changes, modern corn is entirely dependent on humans for survival. If human beings don't grow corn, within 50 to 100 years, there won't be any more corn because it needs us to be able to live. Because the kernels are completely wrapped in a tough leafy husk, the plants cannot drop its own seeds and propagate itself in the wild. So it will never make it. And especially without animals to disperse it. Pretty neat stuff. Nerdy, can you go to the next picture for me, please, sir? This talks about cucumbers and watermelons, which are in a very similar family, which I'll get to in just a second here. On the top left is a picture of cucumbers, what they used to look like before. Short, spiky balls to now they're what cucumbers look like today. And if you guys ever buy a cucumber from the store, ever grow your own cucumbers, even more importantly, because usually if you buy from the store, the little knobs are knocked off. But if you grow cucumbers yourself, you know that cucumbers have little knobs on them. Well, those knobs are devolved from what is on the left there, where the spiky used to be. And then they selectively bred for more desirable traits. Same thing with the watermelon. We can tell here from ancient pictures of what watermelons used to look like and pictures that they were like a lot more white in the watermelon. They were more swirled. And then we bred them genetically over time to have more fruit, more red flesh, more of the sweet parts, more of the great parts, and less seeds, and all different colors of watermelon sizes and types of watermelons that we know today.
I love that story about the watermelon. Like you can see that painting right there and that picture of the watermelon there. It has all those holes and gaps and stuff. Like that's like the OG watermelon. But I've never seen pictures of what it looked like before that even. I didn't know it was all white.
This is
weird little cucumbers.
That's the beautiful thing to think about it, because what you're seeing in that white picture where it's like the little white round
it's fruit. Essentially a wild cucumber, it looks like.
Exactly right. And you know that cucumbers and watermelons are related. If you guys, here's a cool little hack.
In the wild,
100%.
And now that I know that became a watermelon, that's blowing my mind.
It's just from selective breeding, more desirable traits. If you have a plant that is not totally what you want, don't discard it. You can make it into something that you want. Same with mushrooms. Here's a cool little trick. If you guys ever take a cucumber and put a little bit of sugar on it, it tastes just like a watermelon, and it will tell you that cucumbers and watermelons are related in the same family by the way the leaves look and by the way it grows like a vine. But yeah, Nerdy, what you're saying is, you know, this is the whole thing with evolution, right? You're like, that's the OG, but it's not the OG because like, it's like what came first, the chicken or the egg? Like what was the proto watermelon? What was before watermelon? What was before that? What was the first plant ever on planet Earth? It's like, we started to go back and try to figure out like, how did these traits evolve? It's such a crazy, wild story to think about. This fruit evolved from what used to be fungus and then evolved into plants.
I can't answer one of those questions. Which came first, the chicken or the egg? The egg.
Exactly right. And that's what I'm saying here. So you're like, this is the OG watermelon, but not technically, right? Because the OG watermelon was something before this.
Something before cucumbers, which is probably some sort of gourd.
Yeah.
Like
it just speaks about how
not even edible, like just husky thing.
It speaks about how recently we've created a lot of these plants, and there's tons of ancient research about even hundreds of thousands of years ago, people cultivating different plants and making them what they were, then the culture dying out and then rediscovering these plants in the wild for what they were. It's interesting. There's things like the avocado and things like that that are here in America that they the animals that used to disperse the seeds for them, like giant sloths and things like that, don't even exist anymore. Mammoths and things like that. So again, the only way they exist is with human beings pushing them forward and trying to do these genetic changes. So it's just a cool thing to keep in mind. But just to finish up here, cucumbers and watermelons are, yeah, 100%, dude. So cucumbers and watermelons are close botanical cousins, and they are classified as cucurbits, and they belong to the same overreaching plant family, the this family also includes pumpkins, squashes, cantaloupes, and gourds. And a lot of people here who grow plants probably know that just by growing the plants, you can see that they all look very similar. What you got here, Derek? Pumpkin
It's,
seed?
it's a little cucumber.
Oh
cucumber
wow!
watermelon. It looks.
Wow.
Let me blow up a little so you can see it better. But it looks like a little
Wow.
watermelon.
Uh-huh.
But
It's actually a cucumber.
melon or
Yeah.
something like that it's called. I have them on vines growing on my fence back there. But
That's
yeah,
cool,
they
man.
look like
I was
peanut.
gonna bring that up, but I decided not to. So that's cool you did. That's pretty cool.
Did you grow it yourself on purpose, or is it wild?
They were here. They were here. The people that used to live here, they planted a ton of stuff, and so they keep coming back every year.
That's cool.
Yeah, so you could do that out there in your yard. You could start selectively breeding these things for different traits that you're looking for. Maybe bigger fruit, maybe sweeter fruit, maybe different colors or whatever. It's up to you at this point, you know. You take those seeds from the ones that are good and, you know, keep going. I think it's pretty cool. But yeah,
Breakfast comes first.
those plants look the same: pumpkins and squashes and cantaloupes and gourds. And a lot of these things can be propagated from one plant to the next. I saw a video of somebody the other day. They were in a drought area. They were splicing pumpkin bottoms that were grown in the ground with watermelon tops. So the watermelons would be able to get water from the roots without dehydrating. I'm like, that is really interesting because pumpkins are really hardy. They'll grow in, you know, desert environments, really, if you think about it. But watermelons need water. But because of the root system, I've seen this happen with tomato plants as well. I've never tried this, but I have propagated plants, but never for the part of like roots. But there are tons of tomatoes that are really hardy as far as root rot and absorbing water and stuff like that, and then other ones that aren't. So you take one that's not good and you put it on one that is, and you still get the fruits of the one that is. So it's all pretty interesting stuff, man. This is like kind of where I live at.
Mike Barball says, watermelon is another one. I can't find good watermelon these days. It's all that stupid seedless stuff. The taste sucks. What is your trick for finding a good watermelon?
You got to grow it yourself.
Okay. I have some good
You
tricks.
got to grow it yourself.
How about you, Derek?
Because a lot of this stuff, it comes from the soil. Our soils are so depleted whenever you get these watermelons. They've been grown over so many times, there's nothing left in them. So you're not getting, it's just like you're talking about the mushrooms. Growing them indoors versus outdoor.
I got some watermelon seeds. They're moon and stars, and they're only going to get like about the size of between a softball and a soccer ball, you know. But if I'm not mistaken, they're going to be yellow inside, so it'll be interesting. They look really cool.
That sounds. Yep. I've had yellow watermelon one time, and it was one of the best watermelons I've had.
Yeah.
I hope that's what you got.
I've grown them before too.
So when it comes to picking watermelon, everybody knows the thump test. You know, the thump test basically just tells you how much water is in it, how plump is it going to be, but it's not going to tell you how ripe it is.
You gotta look for the yellow spot on it.
Some people look at the yellow spot. That's another indicator. But the best indicator, in my opinion, it's a funny way to remember it. So there's two sides to the watermelon. There's the spot where the vine was at, and there's the spot where the flower was at. The flower, if you think about it, it's kind of the butthole of the watermelon. So the smaller that little, the spot where the flower was, it means the flower probably fell off on its own. So the tighter the butthole, the sweeter the fruit. So if it's a really tiny, so look for that spot where the flower would have fallen off, and look for the tiniest one, and that's probably going to be the sweetest, best fruit in the entire bunch.
Did you hear that from someone?
I don't remember where. Someone told me that. I think it was at a farmer's market.
Really intelligent way to think about it.
Yeah,
I love when people really think deep about plants. Like
funny, I remembered it.
Yeah, it makes total logical sense though, because a lot of people don't think that there is a flower on the end of that watermelon. That's where the flower comes out, and then the watermelon will pop out the inside of it, and it's usually about the size of a pea, like Derek was showing, and then it gets bigger and bigger and bigger.
But a lot of times they'll pick them too soon, and that spot, like they will just like knock the flower off with their hand. Pay attention to that spot.
Yeah, and to me, I would love to look at people and be like, there's people who take some of the flowers off, so some of the other watermelons will be bigger. But it's like, for me to tell people that, I love to just let people experiment. What you should do is just grow way more watermelons than you need. Take one plant, rip some of the flowers off. Take one plant, cut half the plant in half, and see if it does better or worse than the other one. Like, just experiment. Selectively breed these plants for different traits. Same thing with mushrooms. It's no different. Imagine if these things do what they do on their own. If we curate and guide them, we can do so much more in such a shorter amount of time. It's really incredible.
I never trust pre-sliced watermelon packages. I never trust them. They're always horrible. They're always bad.
But you gotta grow your own stuff, because the same reason, like, you don't know what's on those plants that are coming from the store. If you have to get them, you have to get them. We have to do what we have to do. But
honestly,
if you grow it, you gotta grow it yourself, because then the soil's good. Plants not growing with pesticides. Yeah.
Tomatoes is like one of the best examples of store-bought versus homegrown. There was another example I had the other day. I can't remember what it was now. I'm like, it's that big of a difference in making it yourself. I'm going to blurt it out when I think of it, but I don't know. I can't think of it right now.
Cool. One more time, we got 11 people here. Hey, you guys, go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead. No, you got it.
If you guys are members, $5 a month membership, please reach out to us. We want to throw back you guys a little bit of a gift, a Mystic gift. So anybody who's part of our memberships who pays $5 a month, please reach out to us on Instagram or Discord, and we'll mail you a little gift back. Appreciate you guys for your support. We want to give back to you. What was it, Nerdy? Did you figure it out?
I don't remember what that was, but in 2 days on Wednesday, I'm going to do the can thing again. I've already got it picked out. I don't have a clue yet for anybody, but I am going to be doing the can. So definitely tune in on Wednesday to guess what's in my can.
Sweet.
Tomato sauce and Nerdy. What?
No, what?
What? Oh wait, okay. Sam says, "I never heard of that before. I'll have to try it this summer." It's worth it. It's worth it. Definitely do the tap test after you find ones with a little. I guess belly button is a better way to put it. Find one with a little belly button, and you'll get the.
Hey, y'all make sure to join us over on Discord for movie night here in just about 30 minutes or so.
Yeah, we're gonna watch Monty Python and the Holy Grail.
Sweet, I'm excited.
We could get to see Tim the Sorcerer.
Flesh wound.
Yeah, the flesh wound. Oh, there's so anybody has any questions they want answered? That was fun little talk about the fruits and evolution of vegetables and stuff. I really like that. Oh, kohlrabi. That's one. So that's one that most people have never heard of, right? So kohlrabi, it's like the stem.
First time right here.
It looks kind of like a radish, like you would think it's growing underground, but it's growing just above the ground, and it's a nice big bulbous thing, like that big. I found it at my local Asian markets, and it was a family thing. We're like, hey, we've heard about this kohlrabi thing from this podcast that was talking about the evolution of broccoli and all these different mustards and things like that. And you're like, we got to try it. And what they said was, in order to best enjoy it, I'm going to pull up the other picture here.
Yeah, that's the other one, isn't it? Yeah.
So kohlrabi is the bottom left, and basically you peel it kind of like you would peel a potato, and then you cut it up into kohlrabi fries, and you can sprinkle some salt on it and eat it raw. And I loved it. I thought it was absolutely delightful. It does not taste like broccoli or cabbage, or it's its own separate, unique flavor. It tastes more like potato in my mind, more like a raw potato, but in a good way.
Mm-hmm.
I
This has really inspired me to want to create my own things.
Yeah, try it. Get some wild mustard and start evolving it and stuff.
Really, I'm being more interested even in the medicinal plants, like taking a mullein plant and seeing if I can enhance the medicinal properties of it. Because a lot of people were
Not in
selecting for
Colorado.
things like flavor and size, but are they selecting for things like, this is why I was so curious about the turkey tails? Like,
I would
are
try
people
a non-invasive weed first, because
Good point.
that is invasive in Colorado.
Good point. But it's the same thing with the mushrooms, because lot-
Yarrow.
that'd be a good plant to try with.
Yarrow.
Yeah, because a lot of the medicinal mushrooms that we're finding out in the wild, people are noticing that whenever you look for one agarikon as opposed to another, they have totally different medicinal properties, different levels of the same or different medicinal properties. So I think that people are really focusing enough on selecting those. Same with medicinal plants. Like, people are more interested in getting a watermelon to turn from its sharp little pointy thing that it was to a big juicy fruit. But what if they were more focused on getting it to produce higher vitamins and minerals? Watermelons are already some of the healthiest fruits that are available. People use it for skincare and stuff like that all the time. So what if we were actually curating it towards those? And how fast could we do it? A couple 100 years, maybe? It'd be something interesting. Like, I would love to be that guy where people look back on me like a Charles Darwin of plants, like, and have a huge library, like it's HB's library, where he has all these different plants and stuff.
As you know, with the cubensis, it didn't take very long for it to get all these different varieties.
Man.
All it takes
That's
is
my point.
keep going back to spore, run it through the generations as fast as you can. That's how you do it.
Or seeds.
Yeah, or
Yep.
seeds. Yeah, exactly. Depending on what plant you're using, or plants or fungi. Well, you know what I mean.
Yeah, or both. Or both. Yeah, it is a crazy world out there. And it's like I'm trying to enlighten people on. It's like, if you just close your eyes, you're like, yeah, there's broccoli, yeah, there's cauliflower, who cares? But you start to look at it like this, it opens up another door, like, of perception. You can start to look at things totally different and enlighten other people about the world too. So yeah. We can curate and change the world around us. We have the ability, we have the power. More than any other animal. We should take advantage of this. And doing it with working with nature is like I was talking about the Avatar. It's like, don't throw away technology, but don't glorify it. Like, mix them together. Use selective breeding and genetic genomes and stuff like this to be able to make better, healthier plants. And the world around us, we can make it better. And which speaks to what I want to finish off with the show. Get out and start foraging. It's that time of year, guys. We've talked about it on basically every single show, but it's important to be involved in the community and be involved in nature. Get out, start foraging. Get out and start a garden. If you haven't already, Pops is part of a community garden in his near his neighborhood. So you guys can get involved in your community, and you can really make a change and start doing these things and practicing and teaching and learning all in one.
Heck, you could be the guy that brings, or gal that brings, mushrooms to the community garden. You could be the person that brings Kingstropharia beds to that local garden. You're like, hey, you could be like the coolest person of the community garden. Like, yeah, I got mushrooms growing over there, guys. Check it out.
And everybody's going to want to be more involved, and it's going to build the community 100%.
And we're actually working with Denver Urban Gardens doing that. Our pilot bed that we're testing everything in, it seems to be doing really, really well. I checked it out last week, and I'm really excited how it's turning out. But
you should take some pictures and show them off on the show one day, man.
Yeah, maybe I will. I just don't have any fruit yet. Right now, it's just really, really colonizing that bed really well, and I'm really happy with it. Like, it's really ropey, like your red dragon is in your tubs right now.
It's kind of hairy. Somebody asked me that. They're like, why is it so hairy like that? I'm like, I don't know, but when I go to fan it, the hairs are like blowing in the wind. But it's doing really well.
Strong rhizomorphs. It's just some strong genetics that I'm seeing.
Yeah, it is. It's very vigorous. Slow growing, but very vigorous. It's low contam rate too. I noticed. Great pin set. Yeah, I would love to show it off maybe one day. I'll break the YouTube third wall.
Jump into Discord, Mike Baraball.
I'll drop the link in there.
We'll send you a link in there. Yeah.
Thank you guys so much for your support too, by the way. We want to give a little gift back to you all. So please reach out to us on Discord or Instagram. My Instagram's right here on the screen. You can also reach out to us on Discord. I'm about to pop that in the chat for you guys. I appreciate everybody's support. I want you to have a great rest of your day. Make sure to be back tomorrow.
Is it too late to start growing watermelons? I don't think so. It depends on what part of the country
I would
you're
say
in.
no.
I think like right now is the
Yeah.
time. Like as soon as it thaws and you know it's not going to start snowing again, go for it. You could probably get some seedlings already started from your local garden store or something. But seeds are so cheap, and that's the way to go, though. I'm a cheapskate. I would start from seed.
They mature in 70 to 100 days,
Uh,
depending on the variety and how big you want to get them. So, yeah, and you don't want to plant them too early because the soil will be too cold. So, like what Nerdy's saying, either if you can buy some that are already started, or hurry up and get some seedlings going and then get them outside. You'll do good.
Great advice.
Cool.
Bigfoot in Colorado.
Bullshit.
No, they're I'm telling you. We have a Sasquatch museum. I
Yeah.
even got a hat from there.
Well, Colorado is one of the top 10 places in Denver specifically for UFO sightings.
Yeah,
Right here near
I'm
Nevada,
part of the
Arizona.
Sasquatch search squad.
Of course you are. I have to show that picture from the other day. It was a National Mushroom Foraging Day or something like
yeah,
that.
that was awesome. I loved that picture. That was
And I had a little picture of
it's like Paul
Stamets
Stamets frolicking with Bigfoot.
with the Sasquatch.
Yeah,
National Mushroom Hunting Day was the other day.
that was
Here it
yesterday,
is.
I think, wasn't it?
Cute little picture of Paul Stamets and
that was some
Sasquatch
good art.
walking through the forest.
Whoever did that did a good job.
mushrooms.
It's cute.
Pretty cute. Yeah. Well, let me see if I got anything else. Some of my paper.
The UFO watchtower
Yes, sir.
is in central or center. It's either center or central Colorado.
It's
That's like think about an
South
hour
Central.
south of Palm Springs.
Pagosa.
Where?
You're saying Pagosa? It's like an hour from Pagosa Springs,
Palm Springs is it or
Palm Springs, maybe. It's
yeah.
really really close to the sand dunes. It's like the Great Sand Dune National Park or
Yeah.
something like that.
Yeah.
Colorado
it's
has
like
like 4 different climates.
There's the Alien Watchtower, and then there's also the alligator farm out there.
Oh,
We have an
yeah.
alligator farm. It's crazy because they
Well,
have
that's
these
so much fun.
geothermal springs. It keeps them warm all year.
What's the little town that they have here that's it's called like the little town of Sweden or something like that?
I don't know.
Let me see,
but
I can
we do
find it
have a
for you.
tiny town. It's like literally a
It looks
bunch of
literally
little
like
itty bitty
it's like in the
buildings.
middle of the
that are
mountains, or maybe it's Swiss.
Sounds interesting.
Yeah, it's the Switzerland of America. Or Aurier, Colorado. It's widely known as the Switzerland of America, nestled in the heart of the San Juan Mountains in southwestern Colorado, an elevation of nearly 78,000 feet. The town has earned its nickname due to its dramatic box canyon setting, towered jagged peaks, and stunning waterfalls. And it is a beautiful place.
that sounds worth it.
It literally looks like a little part of like Switzerland,
Cool.
like in the mountains. It's so cool.
Yeah.
Little like quiet town, man, in the middle of nowhere, 8,000 feet up.
A lot of cool places like that in Colorado. Just
So many different places, man. I can't wait to get out and start exploring them. We got a couple trips planned. We're gonna go here to Mountain Terra here at the end of the month. I'm excited about that. We got Rocky Mountain Mush Fest, obviously, is in July. Pikes Peak camping trip is in June. Got tons of stuff planned, man. Excited to go around and see what it has to offer. That's why I can talk about so much. The metaphor to me is like reaching your hands in dirt as a little kid and just watching it run through your fingers. And that's what I feel like when I'm walking around out here, I'm like looking around at everything. I'm like just soaking it in, like really sticking my fingers in it and just like getting dirty and like foraging and, you know, walking through the mud and all that shit. Just like being a kid, basically.
We need to get to use some of these cool places for sure. Like,
Definitely.
You're already
I
in
can't
a pretty
wait.
nice spot, but like there are some really nice places. What's that, Derek?
I know, man. Yeah.
Oh, you said something.
No, I was going to say people want, whenever we go to Mountain Terror, we're supposed to be looking for aquamarine. So if we get some, hopefully we'll bring some back for you guys to give away as a little gift for
Maybe some
giveaways.
low grade aquariums or something. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see.
I'm sure
We'll
there's
see.
going to be some scraps up there, like stuff like the scraps that people didn't want.
Some
Yeah,
ore
like,
pieces
something we
and
can
stuff,
give
yeah.
away easily.
Yeah, 100%, dude. So yeah, so I was thinking it'd be really cool for people. Again, if you're part of a membership, $5 a month, please reach out to us and give you a little gift.
Yeah.
Well, thank you.
All right. Well,
And
it's
we appreciate it.
8:15.
Even if you're not part of our membership, we appreciate everybody. We love all you guys the same. Just being here is enough support for us. Thank you guys for practicing the agreements every single day. Thank you for liking, subscribing.
Let's take a 15. Let's go ahead and do the outro, and we'll take a 15-minute break, and we'll start the movie on Discord.
All right, guys. Reach out to us, mysticjourneyschurch.org if you need anything. Bye, guys. Have a great night.
Thanks, y'all, for being here.